Welcome back to Elm Creek in Farming Simulator 22. Last episode, we got our biggest grass harvest ever, and today we have a couple of bunker silos filled with silage ready to be compacted and covered so that they can begin fermenting. We also have a lot more chores to do here on the farm. We need to fertilize our grass fields, start looking at preparing our crop field for another crop, and we have some lettuce to sell from our greenhouse. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, let's see what we have to do today. I know that we need to get that silage compacted down, or the chaff, I guess. It's not silage until it ferments for a little bit. Our compactor's over there in the shed. Let's jump over to our tractor. Yeah, we kind of just left everything sitting around because it got dark. We're going to need to go pick up our compactor and come over here and get that taken care of first thing. And it looks like we're going to need some gas soon in this tractor as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Let's run up here past the greenhouse, and I'll just check the water level really quick and see how much lettuce we have. Yeah, it looks like 5 pallets. That's really good. Let's check here. We have 6,000 liters, it looks like. Let me make sure. Yeah, 6,000 liters. Still really, really good on water. That thing just kind of runs itself. Really, really nice passive income. Get this forage wagon over here into the shed and dropped off. I'm just noticing my windrower is missing. I really need to keep my things more organized, I think. This is the spot where the windrower was previously. Let's grab our compactor over here. I do wonder if a better compactor would serve us better. I guess we have some money in the bank. We could check. That's not the menu I wanted. Check our sales for the day too. Cultivator. Ooh, we do need a cultivator actually. How big are you? Good size. Needs 160 horsepower. Do we have that? Not sure. I'll have to check. Let's see. We've got a Landini tractor for sale. We can't afford it, but pretty good deal. And a drop deck trailer. We used to have that, didn't we? That's funny. And then a forage harvester and a header. All right. Pretty good selection. I think this cultivator might be something we want to get. It says it needs 160 horsepower. What is our tractor at? 175. Perfect. We're definitely grabbing that because we don't have a way to prepare the field at the moment. That should take care of that. Spending a little bit of money early in this episode. Didn't expect that, but I do think that it's always fun to upgrade. Now we need our silage compactors. Where are those? There we go. Silo compaction. So we have this one. 2.4 tons. I presume that a heavier one would work better, right? This one is 2.9 tons and is actually powered. I don't know. I've never used one of these before. Let's try it. We have the money. It's only 12.5 thousand. Oh yeah. Upgrading. Let's try it because to be honest with you, compacting the chaff is my least favorite part of the silage process. So if we can speed that up a little bit, that will be fantastic. Now, we're going to have less money in the bank once we're done selling our silage haul this time, but that's okay. We have the lettuce. We're going to be doing pretty good. We're actually in really good shape compared to any other point in this series, in my opinion. And we also can sell the old compactor. I think we own that. Yeah, good $5,000. Look at that. Let's go pick up this new equipment. I might be able to grab both of them if I put the compactor on the front end. Not sure if that will work. But either way, we'll come back with the compactor and maybe with our cultivator and get ready to compact that chaff. Here we are getting our new equipment. It feels like it's been a while since we got new equipment, actually. Let's see here. See if we can throw this on the front. I know I don't. Actually, I do have a PTO on the front. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's heavy, though. Look at that. I wonder if I'm going to need a weight, actually. All right, let's drop that off. Let's grab this cultivator real quick. That will act as our weight for now. Yeah, that thing is heavy. Interesting. Hopefully this will help. I don't know how heavy this is, but it's got to have some weight to it. It's nice and wide, though, for the price we paid. Really, really nice. Let's grab this over here. I'm all about hooking up as many things as possible to my tractor to avoid multiple trips. As you can see, I've got my front loader with forks. Got the front hitch, 3-point hitch, I presume, back 3-point hitch. Oh yeah, look at that monstrosity. All good though. That rear, that cultivator is acting as a nice rear weight. Let's see if we can get back to the farm. Maybe we'll leave the cultivator on actually, because I think without it, we might, we'll definitely tilt forward. In fact, I just proved that when I tried to pick up the compactor. Now the compactor is powered, so I presume it spins. I do wonder how much faster this will be. Let's find out. All right, moment of truth. We haven't had one of those in a while. Let's go ahead and see what happens. I'm not even sure how to work this new compactor. This is my front loader, my forks. I don't know what I have selected. Here we go. Lower silage compactor, compressor. Turn on silage compressor. Is it spinning? What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out why it's powered. What is it actually doing? Let's see what happens. You should be able to visibly see quite a difference. Oh yeah, that's compacting very quickly actually. Now I don't know if we actually need to go over all of the silage or just some of it, because as you can see, that rear portion we're not touching, but this is still saying it's compacting, you know, up 33%. It looks like we might get stuck here. Try not to do that. Oh yeah, this is incredibly faster. My goodness, so worth the investment, because this was really the slowest part of the whole silage process. And now we can do it in a matter of just a couple of minutes, maybe even less. See, I haven't even touched that rear portion of silage and it's still saying it's compacting, you know, 100% there. Now let's see if we can actually get out. Yeah, we just have to be careful not to get stuck. And that is spinning. I just saw it. So there's that. 100%. Yeah, so I guess we just need to run over the kind of the beginning portion of the chaff. Oh, wow. That made such a difference. We're going to be able to really crank through this silage so much faster now. I'm impressed. $12,000, not bad. Now here's the real challenge, because this one is very full. See if we can get in here. It's going to be hard because we have so much weight on us. Let's see if that's actually doing anything. Yeah, it is. We're just not, we're not getting in on it. Let's see. See if we can just ram our way in there. Yeah, this tractor may just be a little underpowered. Let's try dropping the cultivator off. Yeah, and we're going to fall forward, but that's okay. Because we just need... What if we... Yeah, I think we have to have that on there. It's going to be hard to get in there. Let's see. Let's try going at this angle. It's just such a big pile. Well, that's a lesson learned for next time, is don't pile it so high up close to the entrance, because we really need to get in to do our compaction. Making a little bit of progress there. Here we go. We might get completely stuck, but, you know, we're doing something at least. Oh yeah, here we go. There's no way we're gonna get stuck. It is going so much faster. And some of that surely is due to the extra weight, as well as the extra weight from the cultivator. We've just got a lot extra going on here. But that new compressor really seems to be doing its job well. I'm very impressed with that. Normally this takes so long to do. I cut it all out, but still, for me, it's very tedious. But this is just going better than I could have imagined. 67%. We're getting about, 8% every time we pull forward. That's pretty good. And we're almost there, 80%. Don't want to get stuck at this point. And by the time we reverse all the way back, we should be at 100%. We'll go forward one more time here, just to be sure. All right, now, secondary moment of truth is, can we get out of here? Did I lower the cultivator? Oh no, oh no. Oh no, did I just destroy a bunch of chaff? I totally did. I just lost about 10,000 liters of chaff by lowering the cultivator. Oh my, that is very bad. You know what? Lesson learned. We will never bring a cultivator in here again if we can get out. Oh my, yeah, we might be stuck here. What a mess. What a mess. Okay, I had to do a reset on my tractor here. The question is, how do I get this stuff off of here? First, let's blanket the chaff, which it actually won't let me do until I get that stuff out of there. My goodness. How do I reset these? I think I can. Let's see. I hope so. I should be able to... Yes, there we go. Reset that. Yes, reset that. And then we should have... Yes. Yeah, is it cheating? Sure. Yes, it's cheating. But you know what? I was stuck and I don't have a way to tow out of there. In fact, I don't know if this game has towing at all. The downside is we now have to go grab our stuff from the store again. Upside is we do have a good amount of silage cooking, though about $10,000 less. Not $10,000, hopefully. About $5,000 probably less. 10,000 liters less than we did have. So lesson learned for me and for you, never bring a cultivator into a bunker silo. All right, let me go grab that stuff from the store and get it back over here. Actually, I was on my way back to the farm, but while we're over here, I think we need to go ahead and grab some fertilizer because I want to get those grass fields fertilized today. Let's see. Maybe we'll grab a big pallet full this time. I think we have plenty of seed, but I don't think we have any fertilizer back at the farm. Let's see here. Solid fertilizer. Oh, that's expensive. That's okay, though. It is needed. Now, watch this. We're going to drop that off and grab the pallet on our forks, and we're really going to be loaded down on our way back. This tractor really is a workhorse, and it's been a while since we did anything with pallets, huh? Those early days running the transport missions feel nostalgic at this point. Maybe we'll do another one someday, just for old time's sake. There we go. I don't think we could attach anything else to this tractor at this point. And we're very front heavy, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful. Luckily, we're four-wheel drive, so we should be able to keep things moving. Let's get back to the farm and get started on our next chore. All right, here we go. We need to get this compactor or compressor dropped off Feels a little funny calling it a compressor because that makes me think of an audio device that compresses sound or an air compressor for airing up tires. That's what comes to mind anyways. And boom, there we go. That was not very graceful at all, but that's okay. Let's lower that and then let's detach it. Now we can fill up our fertilizer spreader since we happen to be right here. That's not the right angle. There we go. Wonder how much that's going to take. Can it hold the whole pallet full? It can. Wow, that's a quick $1,900, but I think that's going to fertilize all of our fields for us. Now the cultivator I'm not going to put away because we're going to be using it on this field here, so I'm just going to drop it in the field. There we go. Now we can grab our fertilizer and head up to our grass fields and start fertilizing those. That really made a big difference on yield last time. And I'm sure there are ways we can actually increase our yield even more, but I'm not sure what those ways are, so I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment. If I remember right, this thing is wide enough that it's basically 2 passes for these fields, maybe 1. Let's see here. Change working width. We want it, well, that's not what I want to do. We want it all the way. There we go. Let's zoom way out so we can see what we're doing here. Oh yeah, bird's eye view. And then we will go ahead and turn it on and see what our coverage is like. Yeah, we can do basically the whole field in 1 pass. Yeah, that's beautiful. We'll just run straight up and do both of these fields, and then that field I think will take 2 passes, if I recall correctly. We're getting so much done today. It's going to be nice. I want to sell that lettuce as well while we're at it. While we're in chore mode, that'll be nice to get a little bit of income since we're kind of in the off season. Yeah, we should be able to get this in just about 2 passes. Barely need 2 passes, honestly. Missed the edge there a little bit. Let's scoot back over. There we go. From this high up, you can really see what it's doing, which is nice. There's our rarely used trailer over there. We're going to need that for transporting our lettuce here in a minute. And then we're going to need to get these conveyors out of the way eventually as well. Things are a little disorganized on the farm. Wonder if changing the working width actually makes a difference. There it is. It certainly makes a difference if I just sit still while it's shooting fertilizer out. Let's not do that. That's not quite wide enough. That's frustrating. Oh well. Let's turn it off and go back to here. What a waste. What a waste. That's okay. We're learning. And when you're learning, you make mistakes. And mistakes are one of the best ways to learn, in my opinion. Can't be afraid to make mistakes or you never do anything cool. So nice how quickly we're able to fertilize these fields. And it does make such a difference. We'll also need to fertilize our crop field over there, but not until we get it planted, of course. Not worried about that yet. That will come later. All right. Next chore for the day complete. Let's go drop this off where it goes to avoid continuing the messiness of the farm. I want to try to keep things a little more organized than they are right now. We've got trailers sitting around. We've got equipment where it doesn't belong. And it just looks messy. It doesn't look very nice. But we can take care of that. Just as we use each piece, we'll put it back when we're done. Make sure it's got a nice place to live. keep it out of the weather. Keep it nice for a long time. There we go. Let's go ahead and detach that. Now the question is, what's next? I believe what's next is to cultivate this field. And then we're going to have to get it planted. And we don't own a planter or a seeder, whatever it's called. So we'll have to rent that again. I just don't see the sense in buying one. They're pretty expensive when we only use it once every couple of months. So let's get hooked up to this cultivator and we will knock this field out and get it ready for the next planting. Very exciting. I'm not sure what crop we're going to do. Sorghum did pretty good for us, but I think I want to try something a little bit different next time. We shall see. Well, there we go, wrapping up the cultivation of this field. It is very satisfying to look back at the field and see a clean slate ready for planting. Now I guess we have to decide what we actually want to plant and what else this field needs. I believe it will need to be fertilized. I think I have liming turned off. Let's take a look real quick. Needs rolling. I'm not really sure what rolling does. I might skip that. But definitely needs some fertilizing. And we're going to need a weeder probably to just increase our yield a little bit more. For now, let's drop this cultivator off over here in our shed. And we've got some lettuce to sell, so let's get that chore ticked off our list for today. We can sell that lettuce and then maybe head off to the store and rent that planter. I just realized this matches our fertilizer spreader almost perfectly. It must be the same brand. Looks really good. Let's lower that and detach. Now we can go grab our trailer and get some lettuce sold. I believe there's great demand at the fast food restaurant. I just saw the little notification, but I don't think that is the restaurant by us. I think ours is a different restaurant. 5 pallets of lettuce to sell. We just need to pop over here and get our trailer, which has unfortunately been left on its own here in the woods. Hopefully it hasn't become feral in all that time. Here we go. Still waiting for us. Got to appreciate the loyalty of inanimate objects. Let's grab that and let's head on out to our greenhouse. I am going to take a look at the sell price at the fast food restaurant. I think they buy lettuce. We'll take a look before we load this up and make sure we're selling it for the best price possible. And this should be pretty fun. I haven't done any pallet work in a while, which I do enjoy. Let's do that, and then let's take a look at the sell price of lettuce here. Go down. Where are you, lettuce? Did I pass it? There it is. So the fast food restaurant does buy it. Johnson's Farmers Market is the highest, or not the highest actually, it's just on its way up. The Red Marble Bowling Restaurant is the one by us, which is pretty good. It's only, $20 difference between that and the highest sell point, so we're just going to go there. That'll save us a lot of travel time. Poor sign. That's okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can grab a couple of these at once. I'm not sure if we're too wide. No, it looks like we'll be able to do it. One of these days, I would love to go back to using a skid steer or even a forklift for this kind of thing. A forklift is way easier because the lowest point of the forks kind of bottoms out flat with the ground without scraping the ground, I noticed. So as opposed to this, where if we lower it too much, we're kind of pushing into the ground, a forklift restricts the motion just enough to keep it kind of reasonable. Which just makes it easier to operate. I'm not sure if that's realistic. I've never operated a forklift in the real world. Let's go ahead and drop this off here. And we're grabbing 2 at a time. This should make quick work of this, and I think we'll make quite a bit of money from this. Again, I don't like to do too much math ahead of time. It's not going to be the prettiest stack in the world, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we'll make around $7,500, maybe $8,000 from this, which will be a good little boost of income. And then we can figure out what we're going to do as far as planting that crop field over there. We have plenty of time in the day. I think we'll be able to get that done. So that I don't topple everything over here. There's 2 more to go, I believe. Nope, just 1. Let's grab this final little pallet of lettuce here. See if I can avoid spearing it. Not sure why that didn't want to pick up that time, but that's okay. We're just flirting with disaster driving this close to our greenhouse, aren't we? That's okay, though. We didn't destroy anything. Luckily, this game does not have destructible buildings, or else I'm sure that greenhouse would be in shambles by now. Get this strapped. Don't need lettuce flying everywhere on our way down to the restaurant, even though it's not a very far way to travel. Still nice to make sure things aren't flying off. All right, let's head. All right, let's head down there through our little secret passageway and get this sold. This is the first time we've sold lettuce in a while. It's very slow, but consistent. I think there's something to be said for that. There's a story, right, about a rabbit and a turtle racing. I feel like the lettuce is a turtle, basically. That's what I'm saying. Here we go. Let's see what our total income from this lettuce is. Keeps going and going and going. And total income, $7,894, putting us at $45,000. Very, very nice so far. It's been a good day. We spent a little bit of money, but we've made a lot more. Now, before we head to the store, I want to see if I need to bring my trailer. Let's take a look at our planters. Seeders, actually, is what I want to do, right? Planters do corn and canola, cotton. We're not going to do anything like that. Let's look at seeders. They're very expensive, and I don't really know why they're so expensive compared to planters. But we don't have the right type of harvester for corn or anything like that, so we'll have to keep working with seeders. Let's see, what's the difference in width between this one and this one? It's a whole meter, looks like. These two are both the same size, but I think this one maybe can do something different. Oh, it's got a bigger capacity, that's it. Okay, so this one is the biggest one in our price range as far as renting goes. Let's see actually how much it would be to rent that. $25.50. And how many horsepower? Ooh, too much. 220. I think we're at 175 on our tractor. 165. 125. So these are the same size, just one has a bigger capacity. I guess we'll maybe go with the bigger one. 2142 versus 1708. That's quite a bit cheaper. And our seeds are right there. So I guess we'll go ahead and lease this. I don't see the sense in buying it just yet. We'll probably end up buying a weeder or something like that instead. But we don't need to bring our trailer, I don't think, because I think we have plenty of seeds back at our shed. Let's go get this trailer put away. I think I'm going to park this just right here alongside the shed. I don't think it really needs to be shielded from the elements so much as some of the other equipment. Oh yeah, nice and neat there. Not going how I planned, but you know, most things don't, and that's okay. So let's head off to the store and get our seeder. I think our last goal for the day is going to be to get this field planted. We'll worry about fertilization and weeding and all that kind of stuff later. For now, we just need to get a crop in the ground. On our way down to the store, I am going to pop over here and check how our fermentation is going on our silage, because that's really our big payday. Grass is looking pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Let's see where we're at. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say 30%. 17, wow. 17. And this big empty gap here where I lowered my cultivator on accident makes me so sad. I think we lost about 10,000 liters in like half a second. What a shame. Lesson learned for me and for you. You can avoid that mistake in the future. I'm going to take a little shortcut here And pop down this way. There we go. Back up towards the restaurant and then over to the store. So far, this has been a very productive day, and I'm happy with what all we've accomplished. If we can just get a crop in the ground, then we'll be set for the next day. And there's still more to do. There's always more to do. But I think we're making very good progress. We're not scraping by anymore, by any means. We haven't really run out of money recently, so that's good. That means the survival aspect of this challenge is lessened quite a bit. But we still want to achieve a few things. We do want a proper house. That, I would say, is one of my primary goals, is a proper house. But to get a proper house, we need proper land. Right now, the land we have is not really very buildable. It's not very flat. So we need a nice flat plot of land to build our proper house on. And that will be a big accomplishment, in my opinion. Here's our rented piece of equipment for planting our field. It would be nice if you were able to hire other farmers to do work for you, kind of like how we can do contract work for other farmers, where we could just pay, say $4,000 instead of, $1,700 to rent this, and then a farmer would just come and plant the field for us. That would be nice. But it's all good, because if we had other entities doing the work for us, we wouldn't be doing the work, which kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? Or if I can attach those two tippers together. I know the littler ones you can chain together, but I'm not sure about combining different kinds. I'll have to try that. That would be nice for when we take our silage off to the biogas plant to sell it. Pop over here and get some seed in this planter, or seeder, I guess. There we go. Let's go ahead and fill it up. And now that we have some seeds in there, we should be able to change what we're planting. What do we want to plant this time? We could do oats, canola, soybeans. Let's try soybeans this year, or this season, and see how they do for us. After one pass, I decided to hire a worker for this because I don't particularly like seeding. I prefer harvesting, and we can afford it, actually, unless he can't make it up the hill. That's one of the downsides of this tractor and seeder combination, is we really struggle with any sort of uphill, and this is a little bit hilly, so we'll see how he does. While he's doing that, we can take a look at what other chores we have for today. We've fertilized our grass. We have sold our lettuce. We have cultivated our field. And we are basically just waiting for this to be planted, I suppose. And it looks like he's already blocked. Oh my, what has happened? What a terrible accident. That's okay. We'll survive. Yeah, it looks like he's blocked. I do think we're at a point in this series where we can really start utilizing workers to get more done in less time, which I think will be nice, unless they do stuff like this and leave big patches unworked. That's not going to be great, but otherwise, it will be nice to have a worker help us out every once in a while. We may have to manually do this portion and then hire a worker on the rest of it. I'm not sure exactly. This is working pretty well, but our tires really get to spinning when we're on any sort of an incline, which is, of course, problematic for time because we simply run out of time. Things take too long. Got to speed things up. I do think that another tractor makes a lot of sense at this point because we don't really need anything big. And a small tractor, while it couldn't do things like cultivate or seed, it certainly could spread fertilizer for us. That would be nice. It might be able to pull the windrower. That's possible. Let's get this little section here taken care of. and then we'll set our worker loose again on this next strip. I think there's some I missed right over here. So back it on up here. Is that a section I missed as well? Hard to tell sometimes. There we go, let's drop that. Drop that and back it up. It sounds like instructions for a dance, I think I heard once. And there we go. Let's go ahead and get a worker started on this again, and then we'll consider what we have going on as far as another tractor. I'm not sure if we have enough money yet, but we will. We certainly will for maybe a small tractor, though we could lease another one. Certainly, we have this one leased. That's another thing we need to do, is check up on our leases and see if we're in a position to pay any of them off. Also, this tractor is going to need gas real soon. I hope I don't run out because I don't have a way to get it to the store. So let's take inventory really quickly. We have our harvester, which is great for our crops. We have our cultivator, owned. Silage compactor or compressor, owned. This is owned, I believe. We've got our mowing setup. I see no reason that we need a bigger mowing setup at this point. Forage wagon, which is leased. We have this trailer for transporting our lettuce. We also have a windrower, which is perfect for what we need. I think that is leased also. Yeah, rented. And then we have a couple of tippers up here. Now, the only reason we need the smaller one is because the bigger one is too tall for our harvester to pipe out into. So this one is for our grain or cereal crops or whatever they are. I'm not sure what soybeans aren't cereal. Soybeans are beans. And then we have this one for our grass, which works out perfectly. And then do we have any other equipment over there? I don't think so. So here's what I want to do. Let's take a look at the store or at our leased equipment first. And let's see if we're in any sort of position to buy anything out. Let's see how much it would be to purchase this. 78,000 still makes no sense to do that. Absolutely no sense. We'll keep renting it. Cedars, that we just rent temporarily, so we're not buying that out. Windrowers, 17,000. That might make sense. Forage wagon, down to 22. We've had that for a while. And then our belt systems. Yes, there's a couple things we could buy, but I think we'd be better off spending our money on a small tractor. Let's see, because now that we're getting into the realm of having workers help us out, we can use an extra tractor to do work while the worker's working. And that will just really elevate this series in general. Now, we don't have enough money to outright buy one of these. This is an interesting looking tractor. It's electric, I believe. It's got 68 horsepower. Got this little methane powered tractor. That's really interesting too. I don't know what all it can do. It seems like it's not that versatile. It does have a rear PTO and 3-point hitch, but not sure if that's gonna, now coming full circle, it'd be pretty interesting if we ended up getting a Landini, which earlier in this series we used a lot, and it worked really well for what we needed. And it's actually capable of doing a lot of the grass work that we have, and it is within budget. So that's something to consider. Let's keep looking. There are a lot in that 40 to 50 range, but we just don't have that much money. This is interesting. This is used for olive groves. I think that's why it's so skinny. This old guy is pretty cool. I like the look of it. Kind of limited. No front attachment point that I'm aware of. Let's go over to our mod tractors. We of course have our micro tractors, which I'm not sure we ever really got into using much. I think we did use one to mow for a little while, but it really just wasn't effective at all. And then that's about it. So I think it would be interesting if we bought a Landini to help out around the farm. It can do some of our smaller tasks. It'll leave us with, let's see, if we remove the 3-point hitch on the front, which we can add later, it'll leave us with about $1,000, but we kind of need the 3-point hitch, don't we? That'll leave us with almost no money. So probably not this episode, but I think maybe next episode after we sell our silage, it would be great to get this to help out around the farm. Let's see, you can bump up the horsepower quite a bit. Oh yeah, it goes up to 112, but then we have a $63,500. We also could just rent it because we have plenty of money to rent, but I really want to start owning some equipment here and there. We could rent it for now and then buy it after our silage is sold. That's probably the way to go. And then we can always upgrade it later. For now, I think we just need the lowest level besides the hitch on the front. We do want that for running our mower. So I think let's try this. Let's go ahead and rent it. We're going to lease it for now. And then we will buy it after our next silage harvest. Let's see how our worker's doing. That is nice to have some work being done while we're doing other things. I think he's going to mess up a little bit on that angle, but that's okay. He is making it up the hill, which is important. All right, so we have... Oh my, I really need to move this scythe. This just looks awful. How do we start it? Let's see if we can... Oh yeah. Where did I go? Oh no. What has happened? It seems that I've gone quite invisible here. Okay, we're still alive. Now we still have the conundrum of these pieces of equipment. Luckily they're not costing us anything. So I'm just kind of ignoring that this exists. It's annoying that we can toggle to them though. I think there might be a way to change that. I think there's like a parking mode or something you can turn on for certain pieces of equipment. That may be a mod, I'm not sure, but this definitely gets in the way. And then we have this, which we actually use. We rent it from the BGA. That's fine. Now where's our... Yeah, here's our little Landini. Look at this. It's been a long time since we drove one of these, but I do like it. It's nice and small, but it packs a lot of power. Well, the version we had before packed a lot of power. This one is not upgraded, so we'll see how it does. Let's go ahead and get this back to the farm. I'm just going to swing by and check on our silage and see how it's going. This is going to be great, being able to do work with this little tractor while the other one's doing work this tractor can't necessarily do. Fantastic. That's a big step up for our farm. Let's check this over here and see where we're at. Looks like we're at 21%. It does seem to be going a bit slower. I'm not sure if that's based on the month or what exactly impacts that, but that's okay. We're doing okay for now. So I guess now all we have to do is wait for our worker to finish planting that field. We do need to fertilize the field, I believe, which we can do with the Landini. Once the worker has about half the field done, we can run through it with some fertilizer. Let's go check that now. Looks like he's still going strong. How are we on progress? It's slow, but it's better than having to do it all myself. It does look like a little over half is done, so let's see if we have enough fertilizer in here to get that knocked out. Whoa! Thank goodness tractors in this game are much like Weeble Wobbles. They wobble, but they don't always fall down. That sounds like I left my scythe on. Let's turn that off. It's a very unsettling sound when you're not expecting it. In fact, we should probably just get rid of that at some point. I don't see us using it. Alright, let's see if this Landini can handle the fertilizer. It's not too heavy, that's a good sign. Let's, there is a missed spot there, but that's okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. How much do we have? 609 liters. I think we'll be able to do this. Let's change the width to the widest. And then we'll kind of go in at an angle like this and just hit what we can. I think we can fertilize at this point, right? No, yes, we can. Okay. So let's lower it and then turn it on and start moving. Let's see how much coverage we get. Yeah, this Landini's perfect for this. We're also fertilizing some of the grass outside of the field, but that's okay. As long as we end up with enough to do this entire field, I'll be happy. Look at this. This is starting to shape up into a real farm. Got two tractors working at the same time. What a great sense of progress. All right. Now we just have to wait for this guy to finish the rest of the field, and then we'll be able to swipe through. That only took about a little over 100 liters, I think. So we're in pretty good shape. All right, I'm going to let him finish, and I think that's going to be the end of this episode. In the next episode, we'll be able to progress time a little bit, take us a nap, and then we'll have a big load of silage to sell and some serious money in the bank. And just a reminder for my future self, some of that money is going to go to purchasing this Landini, I think, unless there's a piece of property we can buy that will help our operation even more than owning a tractor. We shall see. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.